Recording
Got
in
it.
progress. Excellent.
Okay. Hello, everyone, and welcome to our meeting. This is a whipped buttercream review, sort of. We're just going to dive in and discuss some products. I have here with me Athena. She is joining us. She is someone who has introduced the products to some of her clients. And I want her to introduce herself and tell you guys what she does, and then we can dive into it. So, Athena, I'm going to give you the floor. Go ahead.
Thank you. Thank you. Good evening. My name is Athena Coroneos. I've been a licensed massage therapist for 26 years, and I've been an esthetician for, 2015. So that's coming up 8 years. So I use most of Nellie's products pertaining to pain relief, oil infused with the CBD products on my clients. I do ask permission before I use them. I don't just randomly use them. And I find that the pain relief, the oil, I really love with the infused with the herbs, because Nellie has been so kind as to do 2 different strengths for me to see which works. The lighter version I find was very good for massage, and the heavier version that was used with the other oil is very good for cupping. And I find that way it actually gets into the muscles and uses the oil to benefit the client and to permeate the skin into the muscles to offer pain relief. And then
I'm sorry, can you explain to them what cupping is? Because I know some people may not
Sure,
understand.
I'm sorry. Cupping is an older modality that's been used for hundreds of years. They have various types of cupping. One is used with silicone cups, and you depress the cups on the back, and cupping itself actually lifts up fascia, separates the muscle fiber, brings the stagnant blood to the surface, and it gets rid of cellular and hormonal debris and helps hydrate that area, because since we're made up of 70 to 80% water, give or take, that everyone who is dehydrated or cannot have a healthy lymph system or to help get rid of the toxins is more prone to injury.
Okay.
And so I use the silicone cupping, which if you looked at the Olympics, you saw Michael Phelps's back years ago, you saw the circles on the back. That is what cupping does, because you'll see they call it a cupping kiss, which you see the stagnant blood or the circle where that is. So I use the silicone cups, and I use a hand pump with a hardened plastic with a valve on top, and then there's a hand pump on top of it that lifts up the skin into the cup and does the same thing that the silicone cups, but a different degree. And then there's fire cupping, which I cannot use because I am not an acupuncturist. And it's not where you've seen it in the movies where they take a flame and they put this glass cup on the back and they, put it on quickly on the back. And that's, cupping itself, I can't give enough praise. People do it for when they have bronchitis. They do it when they have pneumonia. You do it when there's injury. I mean, it's really incredible. But since I've been doing it, I've been using the whipped cream products, especially the oils with cupping, because I find that it adheres the cups better. And then I'm also getting the CBD and pain relief through the oils and the herbs into the skin and the muscles itself. So I don't know if that explains it.
That was a good amount. Yes, that's perfect. So I know you everyone seems to love the oil, and this is the oil that she is talking about, ladies and gentlemen, so you can see it. I'm just making sure
that the center, Nellie, because it's
right.
There you go.
My background. There we go.
Yeah, it's going into the background. Oops, go
so
center there. Perfect.
It's immediate relief.
That's awesome.
This oil is amazing. It's great for tension relief, anxiety. It works. It helps with headaches. I know it helps with different ailments, as far as I know you mentioned you have someone with gout that comes to you. You have a few people with cancer, neuropathy.
Yes.
So it's helped with quite a wide, range of different ailments. Me personally, I use it for my migraines. I don't get them anymore, but when I did have them, that's something that was chronic, and it was much something that ran in the family. I don't have it anymore, but this is what I use to help get myself to a place where I didn't have those issues anymore. And just as a disclaimer, we're not claiming to cure anything.
Right.
We cannot cure anything. We are just
Nor can we diagnose anything.
we can't
Cannot cure
diagnose
nor diagnose.
anything. We can't cure anything. Everyone who comes to, you know, Athena or myself with their pre-existing conditions come after speaking to a physician and having a diagnosis for whatever issue they have, and they come for help because medicine may not be doing what they need, or
they need an adjunct therapy.
Right. So it's just filling in that gap. It's bridging that gap between medicine and where regular products fall short. It's not something that we're claiming to cure, because of course, if you do have cancer or any of those things, please go to your doctor and, you know, get, you know, the proper treatment and recommendations. So we're not telling you to come to us for treatment. We're not offering treatment. We're not licensed physicians. Okay. So yes, this is the oil, and that's what that does. Now, I know for your patients with neuropathy and cancer and gout and stuff, you like the oil, but in my personal experience, this is the product that really helps people with carpal tunnel, stage 4 cancer, things like this. This is what they come to me and they tell me they get the most relief with. And this is the CBD pain reliever. It's in the form of a cream.
Right.
And the very first person that I helped, let me bring it a little closer so you guys can see it. Yep, the very first person that I helped was last year around this time. She has stage 4 cancer, and her husband, when I saw them about a month later, told me that the very first night he rubbed it on her feet, and she passed out and she slept the entire night through. Now, for those of you who don't know about cancer patients or about their pain points, especially towards the end of, you know, the cancer life, they might get relief in the beginning from medication, but oftentimes it doesn't last throughout the entire night. So they'll get up in the middle of the night, you know, writhing in pain, or their body will be in so much, you know, satiating pain that they're not able to cope with it. And for those of you who are wondering why her feet, a lot of your nerve endings go to your feet. So if you're having pain throughout your entire body and you're not sure where to start, your feet are a good place to start. Am I correct in saying that's something I learned?
Yeah, let me just interject that I'm also a reflexologist. So 6,000 to 8,000 nerve endings are on the bottom of your feet.
Right.
And your body, your map of your body is on the bottom of your feet. And a lot of times, you know, you can use that therapy to help your whole body, not just your feet. And also my experience, because I also do massage therapy for people who are getting infusions with chemotherapy in different stages of their life,
right?
Or their journey of their life. I work a lot on their feet, and also a lot of, I'm not saying all chemotherapies, but I've had experience where many chemotherapies actually cause neuropathy. So what is neuropathy? So it's pain. It could be pins and needles, it could be fire, it could be tingling, it could be just pain, and it could be in your hands or your feet. And there's also reflexology in your hands, which again, the map of your body is on your hands as well.
Right.
So, I've used that, and I've also used the oil and that together.
Okay, that's a strong mixture right there.
Yes, it is.
You know, each of them has 1,000 milligrams. That's a lot, but you know, everyone has different
pain. When you're in pain, it doesn't matter. It can never be enough.
Everybody has different type of pain. So yes, you guys, she explained it very well. When your feet, it's kind of the roadmap of the body. So that's why sometimes when you're feeling pain throughout the body, the feet, it's a good place to apply your creams, because it affects the entire body, and so does your hands. It's the nerves and things like that.
Right.
So I had, you know, people not only with cancer, but also with carpal tunnel. I had a few people opt out of the surgery after using this because it helped their now I don't fully understand carpal tunnel all the way. I just know you can explain it in your
carpal tunnel is the medium nerve. I'm pointing my hand up. It's like this nerve that goes down there, and up after use, after strain, after repetition, because most people who use their hands, whether for typing, whether dental hygienists, whether someone who's a piano player or knitting, because you know it's a very small narrow canal in there. And as you use it with anything with repetition, scar tissue damage happens, and the medium nerve, the canal in there gets narrower and narrower, and it gets to a point where some people can't even hold a coffee cup. Can't people even hold a pencil or a knife or a fork, because they'll drop it. Or there's been severe pain because they get it severely at night, and that's when they put the soft splints in.
Right.
And they keep the hand in a neutral position, not flexed, not extended, but in a neutral position.
And for those people who are wondering, because, it just went off of my brain, most pain heightens at night because your body is dormant and it's resting. So you can actually feel things. During the day, we're moving so much that we're not aware of what's going on. But when you're at a standstill, or if you're in a more relaxed environment, which home brings on relaxation, that's why pain is usually more intense or increased at home, as opposed to, or not at home, but at night, as opposed to during the day when you're moving up and down and moving around.
But you made a very good point, because at night, that's when your body, and you're trying to rest, regenerates itself.
Right. That's true. At night, fun fact, to do most of your growing in your sleep. Everything, your body does a lot of work at night, because I don't know what the science, term for it is, but there's a lot of regeneration. There's a lot of just everything happening at night. So that's why sometimes we sweat so much in our sleep, because our body is fighting off viruses. There's so much happening at night.
They're also getting rid of toxins. Your skin is your largest organ of your body. If you roll it out, supposedly it's the size of a football field. So yeah, and so if you see people who are really sick, and I've seen them through various stages of the cancer treatment, sometimes the skin will be yellow because of the blockages in the liver or the gallbladder, and that's bilirubin coming to the surface of the skin. Or a severe diabetic, sometimes they can't cleanse their body, and you'll see a coating on their skin because the toxins they have to be exuded somewhere, because if they're not coming out through urination, urinating or things like that, it has to come out because your skin is like a sponge. So yeah, that's why hydration.
That's a big one.
Yeah, that's why hydration is so important.
That's a big one. The skin is like a sponge. That's why if you're using products that are just oil and butter based, you're not really moisturizing, or you're not really getting I'm sorry for my daughter in the background, if you guys can hear her. You're not getting that penetration, because you need water to put anything in the skin. So you need hydration. Is not what people think it is. People think that hydration is putting on shea butter. Shea butter is like a barrier, so it will block the sun from burning you. But what's going to happen is you have so many layers of skin. I forgot how many you have, but you have several. So what's going to happen is the top
7 layers.
Right. So the top layer will be fine, but the new skin, the bottom layer, won't be getting that nutrient. So when it comes up, you're going to constantly just keep having that same thing. That's why they say exfoliation is important. It is, because you're constantly.
But you're saying the water is necessary. So what you want is a hydrophilic environment. So hydro meaning water, philic love. So you want a water loving environment.
Exactly. Lots of water. And this is just something that a lot of people don't recognize whenever using any product. That's why a lot of other CBD products don't work as well as it could, because a lot of people have this notion that it has to be in the form of a butter or a paste. Because when I started on the CBD scene, I'm like one of the few people who make it the way I make it. And I see everyone else, and it's in the form of an oil, or it's in the form of this paste. And I'm like, I'm sure the ingredients that you have in there can work, but it's not working, because what's pulling it into the skin? What's getting it past that first layer?
Right.
And then, there are people like, oh, I have to take 4,000 milligrams. No, you do not. You need to use one that allows everything to pull into the skin, so you can get the maximum strength of what you're using. So that is a very good point. Very, very good point. Now I want to just touch base. Well, before we move,
Nelly, get more center, because you're missing almost half your head here. So if you can get a little more center.
Sorry.
There we go. There we go.
There we go.
Yes,
Okay. So before we move forward, I just want to run through
Center. There you go.
some of the uses.
Perfect.
Can you guys tell me, this is my first time using Zoom for this? It is. I'm just gonna run through a few other things. I have it here that
CBD sleeping is awesome. The other one that you have for the sleep.
Oh yes, I'm gonna touch on the sleep as well. I have all of them here for us.
And I'm going to tell you what I used it for the other night too, which was awesome.
Ooh, I can't wait. Hold on, let me just run through this really quickly. So the cream, you can use it for carpal tunnel. And I've had people who are at the point of, I need to get surgery like tomorrow. And it's not just one person, it's been more than one persons who have used it and have said, it helped them. And they have opted out of the surgery because they no longer needed to do it. Now, everyone's body is different. So you can try something, see if it works. If it doesn't, don't just sit there and oh my goodness, go to the doctor if you need to get the surgery. But if you want to exhaust all your resources and your options, you can. This is something you can try.
Yeah, this is not in lieu of surgery.
Right.
If you need surgery, you need to go to your medical doctor and get it. But this is like an adjunct therapy to help you heal or to diminish what you have.
Right. And for those of you who don't understand cannabis has a lot of healing properties. It's good for so much. I know there's a stigma about weed and getting high. CBD is not weed. It is the hemp. It's the flower. They harvest it before the THC starts to develop in it. THC is what gets you high.
Right.
So they harvest it when it's in the hemp stage. There's a specific percentage that New York has set, and the whole CBD community, they harvest it at a certain point to make sure that they are within the regulations that are out right now. So they harvest it in time, and then that's what they put in it. They'll turn it to a distillate, a powder, or whatever they turn it into, and that's how you infuse it in your products. It is not weed. It is not THC. I do, however, know that there are several government entities that does not allow you to use CBD. So you need to check with your office or your manager or whomever to make sure that you are cleared to use it, because CBD is something that is obviously you can use it, but however, there are certain employers that don't allow it. So make sure that you're okay before you go and you use it, because I don't want you to say, well, she said. No, check with your provider and your employer before you go ahead and you use.
There you go. There you go.
Okay. Before you use the CBD product. Now, so carpal tunnel, cancer in any stage. I had 3 back-to-back car accidents in 2020. And my back, my shoulders, and my spine, it was horrible. I'm someone who enjoyed doing yoga. I haven't done it for 2 years because after the car accidents, I decided that I was going to take my body back. And I had so much excruciating pain, crippling shooting pain from doing yoga, that I've just been in a place of being afraid to do it, to be honest, if I can be, because of the pain that I remember. I'm just scared it's going to happen again. So I personally haven't done yoga since the whole accident thing, but I don't have the pain I used to have. And what I did was I used this cream throughout, that whole process of recovery, and it helped me phenomenally, tremendously. The pain was gone. People have used it on their cramps. There are people out there that have crippling cramps. Sometimes get them out of work for days, or being able to go to school or move or anything, because it's that bad. Everyone's body is different. We're not going to ostracize anyone because of, their pain. So there are several things that you can use this for. And what I've learned is to differentiate it. This is good for muscle. So the cream is good for muscle and inflammation. So if you are having muscle pain, or if it's inflammatory pain, the cream is this is what you use for the muscle or deep tissue pain. Now, let's move on to the new favorite. This is the new favorite. This is Calm with CBD. For those of you who don't know about Calm, Calm came about because the military, I would give the farmers market by the military. and they can't use CBD, so they asked me to make an alternative. And I partnered with a tea company that has a tea that's called Calm. She will be on at a different time for us to review her products. And then someone was like, well, why can't you, infuse Calm with CBD? Calm was basically calming you through your nerves. That's the because it has ashwagandha, lavender, chamomile, those things. So that is the root purpose of Calm. But someone said, well, why just make it nerve? Why can't you use it on nerve and muscle? So now we have a new version that's infused with CBD, and it works on both nerve and muscle.
Excellent.
And what I have, the feedback I've received is people with fibromyalgia get relief with this.
That's
Isn't
awesome.
that insane?
That's awesome.
Fibromyalgia, sciatica, those really, searing pains. So what's your take on that? I know you used it on some of your clients?
I haven't used it because I've used the combination of the cream and the oil.
Got it.
And I've used it myself because, if I'm working on a lot of people that day, I'll use the oil, and then I'll use the Calm on my upper traps in the back, around my head. And I then use the oil because sometimes I find that I grind my teeth at night under stress. So I use oil on my face, and I do a facial massage. Now they call this the muscle masseter. And I use it over there, and I use it around the masseter, around the ear, around under the jawline. And then I clean my hands off, and I go into my scalp. Yeah, because you have all the nerve endings, superficial nerve endings, and blood vessels that come in here. So I do that as long as my hands are, because I use your hair serum, so I put that in there. Another plug for your stuff, and your swamp water, and then I also, because I am waiting to get a CAT scan around my abdomen, because there's don't you love postmenopausal women? It's like, what next? What next? So I used that Calm over my abdomen, and I did some abdominal massage on it last night, in fact.
Okay.
So that was like, okay, so I did it around my shoulders, back of my neck, the oil on my cheek and everything, and then the Calm over my abdomen. So I was infused.
This I know is a really big favorite, Calm with CBD. I know someone who had surgery that used it. My mom used it for her surgery recovery she couldn't take pills because it was something with her stomach that she had done. So she could not take pain pills. And when I tell you, she called me, she was like, I slept so well last night. And she was in so much pain after. She used it to massage her area where the surgery was. And the scalp thing, I'm going to try that because,
I'm going to go sideways. So you go the jaw underneath, follow it, go up, go around the ears, because this is also lymphatic drainage, right? So you're going down in here, right? Because they call this terminuses. So you go down in here, then go into the scalp, because there's like a scalp massage, which is awesome. Go into the scalp because you'll find tender areas in your scalp always. So go around the scalp, and then I went to the back of my neck, into my shoulders, and then I repeated it.
See, I'm gonna try that.
Because I was like, well, when you're in pain, you're like, the heck with it. I'm gonna do whatever it takes to make myself comfortable. And it's usually the wee hours of the morning. You're like, oh gosh, do I get up? Do I have to do this? And you're like, oh. Or sometimes I'll do it before I go to bed.
Listen, so I do grind my teeth at night. I do have that issue. I do hold my stress and my tension in my jaw. Sometimes I'll wake up with such a sore jaw just from, clamping at night, because I'm someone who holds on to stress, which is why I used to do so much yoga and meditation, because that when I was doing my yoga, I felt so calm, relaxed, level, but I haven't done it because at this particular point in time, it's just fear of, what happened. And I'm going to get over it. I'm working on it.
Well, on the CBD oil, part of it, you start your breathing again. And what I also, and do that, put your Calm over your third eye, around your forehead, like on your temples.
Right.
And even here, right? Just go into there. And then just, you really because it seems like there's like a little PTSD from the accident.
Yes.
Okay. And I'm not a doctor, I'm not diagnosing, but from what you told, patient states that. Okay, so anyway, so that I would put your CBD and get into that. Do your facial cleansing, and do that into that, and you can even go underneath around the orbit of the eye. Okay,
Right.
here, around here into you'll feel it right here, the temples, and you can go up, and then work your way down. So there's a lot to do. Daughter.
I completely, that is a no, thank you. Sorry, my daughter. Yes, that so you just reminded me of something. Whenever you're sick or you have a cold or you're congested, you can use this around your nasal. I have done this several times. If you use it around, CBD is a natural way to rid the body of mucus. Now you can ingest mine. Mine is not meant to be ingested.
Yeah.
If you find a good,
okay.
Oh, we have 10 more
meeting
minutes.
will end in 10 minutes. Okay.
If you have a good supplier, then you can use that to, take it when you're congested. It will open up your nasal cavity, and therefore the mucus will start to come out.
And I would suggest doing that massage to get the lymphatic flow out and draining.
Right. Well, she did, before we go, you did want to touch on the sleep CBD, which is a lotion.
Yay!
It's right here.
Yes, it is. Love the new bottle too. Yay!
Thank you.
We love. Good job.
Thank you. Yeah. We love the sleep CBD.
You got that right.
This is the knockout potion.
Even if you are scent oriented, it's lovely.
Yes.
Because a lot of people have, chemical sensitivities, and they don't like certain smells, like smell medicinal or to whatever, right. Too much camphor, or to whatever. This has the most pleasant and soothing smell, and even that will calm you down and decrease your, heavy respirations to a nice breath to calm yourself.
Right. So most people don't know the company, and I will do a video just talking about the company and all that it's about. Everything is made of as much food grade ingredients as possible, so it's non-toxic, and we do infuse everything with natural plant-based products. So the sensory is off the charts with most of it.
So important.
That's why the oil is such a big thing for anxiety, because the frankincense and the lavender in there, and people who have really high intense anxiety that use it brings you down so much. But the beauty of it is it doesn't seep in as fast as it would if it was a cream, because it doesn't have the water. So it's a slow bring down. So it starts with the aromatherapy, and as it, slowly makes its way into whatever part of your skin you apply it, you slowly come down, as opposed to like I'm tired, as right. So it's
that's
different.
What you want, because you want your body to adjust to that. Also, frankincense, you're talking about, all that is one of the gifts that the Magi brought to Christ. And
it's
not that
beautiful.
Not that we're bringing but part of it, and it's also very, very healing.
Very much.
Usually healing. So
very
as your
much.
Body acclimates, as your body goes through the later sort of like sedimentary layers and the layers of the skin, it's so important, because as you said, to get in there, because if it slams you into that, you'd be knocked out unconscious.
Exactly.
So you want your body to acclimate to that and to adjust to that, so that you can get the best sleep and that you possibly can.
Absolutely. And the sleep lotion also has frankincense in there, which is great, because when you're resting, you're getting so much of a recharge, the healing that's going on, the regeneration, all that good stuff that's happening while you're resting.
Awesome.
It's beautiful. This is such a good meet. I'm so glad we were able to talk. We didn't even get to touch on all of our points, but Athena, she is located in Connecticut. Do you want to tell them exactly where? Because her information will be on our website, so you guys can go on there and reach out if you want to get a massage or speak to
I also do
things.
lymphatic enhancement therapy, and a lot of times I'll do the lymphatic enhancement therapy, and then I'll use the CBD oil, because you open up the lymph channels to properly drain. And then whatever else the massage will get it, because massage itself is a natural lymphatic drainage itself. So, and I do reflexology, esthetician work, Reiki. So, I'm in Norwalk, Connecticut. My email is hands, the number 2 heart at optimum.net. My website is in dire need of an update, but it's www.hands-to-heart.com. And you could also call me or text me 203-856-5786. And if I'm not able to answer it because I'm in session, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. I'm more apt to see texts faster because I don't always have access to my computer or my phone when I'm in session. But
oh, we lost you. We can't hear you. Okay, there we go.
Okay.
There we go.
There we go. Okay. So, yeah. Any questions? And I heartily support the whipped cream and Nellie's works because they are quality products that do their job.
Thank you.
I appreciate that.
Thank you so very much. Athena, you know, she is in Norwalk, and she can, if you guys want to book her to have her do a session with you to try out the products to see if it helps, or if you have any questions, you can reach out. Her information will be at the, you know, in the description, and it's going to be on our website. So you guys can go ahead and reach out to her. She is amazing. She gives great, I am speaking from
That's right. You need to
experience.
Make an appointment.
I have to go get mine, but she gives great massages, and she's very good, and she knows the systems, and she talks you through it, which is beautiful. It's informative, and she'll help you to know how to work at home on yourself, whatever you can work on. So, thank you guys for tuning in. Hopefully we'll have a part 2 because we couldn't stuff it all in this one session, but hopefully we'll come back with a part 2 to talk about, the sleep some more, because we didn't even get into that one. And there's also a soap that goes with it. There's a whole line of things that we can touch on, but for now, we did touch on the big 3, and I hope you guys enjoyed this session, and we are going to see you guys soon. Have a great evening. Thank you so very much.
Take care. Bye.
You too. Bye-bye.
Okay.